Welcome back to Born to Win. Today we're talking about the subject prostate cancer. Errol, so you mentioned the gentleman that you spoke to, there was two gentlemen, one was 42 and the other was 36.
Yeah.
And by you mentioning to them about going to get the check,
Yeah.
the two of them have...
It had already been an advanced situation for both of them. The gentleman that was 42 years of age, right, when he found out, he only lasted 10 months when he found out.
So less than a year.
The sad part of that, right, for me, again, very unlucky because of the situation. The other gentleman, 36 years of age, when I spoke to him, I left my garage with him and went to Homerton Hospital. So that's how personal it is.
Yeah. So you actually went with him. And
yeah.
was
We
at
had the conversation.
Yeah.
We had the conversation, and he said, I'm not really into this prostate issue. My dad and my two brothers and my uncle, right? And I looked at him and I thought, am I really hearing this conversation?
Yeah.
So I just said to my boys, listen, I'm going to go to the hospital with this man now. Right, you guys look after the garage. I said, I'm going with this man now because he was complaining about aches and pains.
Yeah.
Right. So I said, I'll tell you what's going to happen, man. I'm going to the hospital with you now. Right. So we left my garage. Right. We drove to Homerton Hospital, parked up. We went in. Right. Within 10 minutes, he'd had the test done. Right. And then it was a couple of weeks after that I saw he walked into my garage. And when he looked at me and he had the tears running down his eyes, I knew.
You knew.
I knew. And part of me kind of feels responsible for that, right? Because I encouraged him to go.
Yeah.
So the sad side of it is, this is the reality of what happens.
Yeah.
You know, and when we leave it, this is what happens.
Yeah.
You know, and the fact that his two brothers, his dad and his uncle, all had this issue. For me, he only lasted 6 months when he found out. But for me, he died of ignorance because, you know, I remember having the conversation with my dad, right? And my dad said to me, son, you know, I had that problem 5 years ago. And I was so angry with my dad when he said it. I couldn't bring myself to talk to him for nearly 6 months.
Right. Because he didn't share it with you.
He didn't share it with me. Whether I would have done something about it, I don't know. But what it taught me, right, is that I need to make sure that people are aware, particularly if it's in the family.
Yeah.
But what I learned from that is, even though I was angry with my dad, this is very common.
Yes.
And particularly in Afro-Caribbean families.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I have spoken to people who, I was in a situation with a guy that for 6 months, he couldn't bring himself to tell his wife that he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And I said, you've got to tell her.
So he actually went to the, he went to the GP, was diagnosed and couldn't bring himself to tell his wife.
Well, he was one of my customers. And he came into my garage and we had the conversation and he went. And then he came back and he said to me, look, you know, they've said to me that this traces a cancer, but keep it to yourself. So I said, okay. And then when I saw him a couple of weeks after that, I said, well, you know, have you sat down and spoken to your wife about it? Oh, no, I can't say nothing to her about it. I said, what do you mean you cannot say nothing to her about it? That's the one person you have to say.
Yeah.
And it has to come from you.
Yeah. Is it, what's going on in our community while we're not
Listen,
talking to each...
Cancer thrives on silence, right? That's what I've learned. Cancer thrives on silence. And with our community, right, we're very, very intelligent when it comes to talking about every topic under the sun.
Yeah.
But when it comes to talking about something very personal, that might mean that you have to reveal certain information that you might feel, you know, embarrassed because of your macho status.
Right. So
you'd rather suffer in silence.
Yeah.
Because that's what a lot of us do.
Yeah.
We suffer in silence.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm going to say to every single man out there, please talk to your partner, because when you think you're suffering, they are suffering as well.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know, and these gentlemen will tell you, every time we do a seminar or a talk, there is more women in the room than men.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, Errol, in terms of symptoms, what are the symptoms that a male will be getting?
Let me tell you how interesting that question is. Because we are three men here, right, who, whenever you have a symptom, you deny that that's a symptom.
Right.
So first of all, right, you know, I wasn't even aware that the things that were going on with me was a symptom.
Okay.
You know, you go to the toilet, right, your flow is very lazy,
Yeah.
right, you think you've emptied but you haven't, right, you're at the toilet and you're dripping, right, you're getting lower back pains, lower abdominal pains, everything that was classed as a symptom for me,
Yeah.
I made the excuse that, well, that's age.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I said, it was
Yeah.
age,
Yeah.
you know, because it was the easiest excuse to make.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a denial as well, isn't it? It's easier to do
It's the
that.
most common thing to do,
Yeah.
right, with men. And that's why I encourage the ladies to nag, because you ladies go and get yourselves checked.
Yes,
right?
absolutely, yeah.
You know, because, you know, I tell you, when I was doing this 20% discount in my garage, more women took up the 20% discount than men, right? Because, right, it was important for them, right, for whatever reasons, but the most important, to get the message across to their partner.
Yeah.
They used to come in to get their oil checked, their water checked, their tyres checked, right? So that they could make sure they get the message across to their partners.
That's right.
Husbands used to come to me and say, my wife's not talking to me because of you. So I said, well, she must care more about you than the life insurance.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, guys, wise up. All she
Yeah.
wants you to go and do the checks.
Just get checked, yeah.
So, and what I did, I did a simple survey in my garage. I asked 100 of my lady customers, how many of you girls have been to your doctor in 1 year? 89 of those ladies.
Yeah.
I asked the same question to 100 of my male customers. And if you had to give me a number, what number would you give me out of 100 that's been to their doctors in 1 year?
10?
You're not even close. One.
One
Man,
My goodness.
right? So this is why there's a problem, and it's important what the likes of Brother Dougie and Vasco and myself are trying to do here, right? Because one man out of 100 against 89 women out of 100 clearly tells you it's not good enough.
Although you say, Errol, for us women to nag, what else can we do in terms of support?
Well,
To go with them?
you have to, the women,
Make the appointment?
Yeah. The women. Well, listen, the women. Listen, I can tell you from first-hand experience, right? Women will make the appointment. Women will go. They will go through the whole procedure, as if it was them having their prostate checked, right?
Yeah.
My wife, right? If she was sitting here, she would tell you, right up until the operation, the day of the operation, I didn't even know what I was going to be facing. Because I refused to read up about it. I refused to do anything about it, right? She took me through the whole procedure, you know? Even when it was interesting because even when I was having the biopsy, you know, I phoned her and I said, I've just got a phone call from the doctor that they want me to go to the hospital to do a biopsy. What's a biopsy? That's what I said to her. What's that? You know, because that's a very common conversation for us men. What is a biopsy? She clearly knew what it was. So she said to me, look, don't drive, get a cab to the hospital and I'll meet you at the hospital, right? The biopsy was probably more difficult for me to deal with than the operation because the operation I was asleep.
Yeah.
The biopsy I was awake. And it is a difficult situation and that's the one where a lot of people jump to the conclusion that they have to deal with. But what I'm saying to guys is, listen, women have to deal with it on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Right? So if you have to have that check for that, just for that purpose of making sure you're right, then you've got no choice but to do it.
Absolutely. So it's about working together as a team. Support.
Listen, no man can get through a prostate issue by themselves.
Doesn't happen.
Right? And I've challenged everyone to it. You cannot do it.
Doesn't
no matter
happen.
how strong you think you are, you can't do it.
You need the support.
Yeah, and had it not been for my wife, my family, right, all of my friends who have stood with me to help me, you know.
Well,
listen,
you obviously love life.
do you know what, darling? Let me tell you something.
You love life. You
I
can
have
feel it.
lived life to the full. I've done everything that is humanly possible and more. So when this cancer thing hit me, right, it broke me. I'm not ashamed to tell you, it broke me.
Yeah.
You know, I did 10 years at standing on club doors. Right, I worked in the East End, so I've dealt with anything that you can think of.
Yes, of
Trust
course.
me, I've dealt with them. Right, and that one thing called cancer reduced me to tears.
Yes.
You know, and when I say reduced me to tears, I was scared, and the only time I ever felt like that is when I lost my mum. So that's how powerful the word cancer is. You know, it thrives on us being silent.
Right. So what I'm going to do is bring in Vasco. Vasco, I know that you are also passionate about prostate cancer. That's why you're here.
He's our God. He's our God.
You're the godfather.
Yes.
Let's say. You're the godfather.
Yes. Yeah.
Vasco, how can you reduce the risk of prostate cancer?
Well, there are certain dietary changes that are important when it comes to not only cancer, but all the other degenerative diseases.
Yeah.
The lifestyle changes as well. Okay. But what is interesting, Errol touched on the fact that the two men who died, one was 42 and the other one was 36.
Yeah.
And as we said when we were off air, these diseases are showing up in younger and younger people. Okay. So what is incumbent upon us, those of us who are raising awareness of this issue, is that we have got to bridge this gap now between older people like ourselves and younger people. Getting them on board, getting them to realize that since these diseases are showing up in younger people, they cannot continue saying that, oh, you know, I'm a young man, this is not going to happen to me. In actual fact, the change that takes place in men is more subtle than in women. You know, women have a change of life when they reach a certain age.
Yeah. Menopause.
From the time a man gets to about 30 years old, the male hormone, which is testosterone, starts to drop off by about 10% per year. So this change that is taking place
When you
in
say
men,
testosterone dropping off, explain that to me in a
right,
bit
there
more
are
depth.
two main hormones at play here.
Yeah.
We have the male hormone testosterone and the female hormone estrogen.
Yes.
We all have it, yes. You as a female would have more estrogen than testosterone.
That's right.
We as men would have more testosterone than estrogen. Okay? Your change of life is more pronounced than ours. Ours is subtle. That's why I said from 30, the male hormone testosterone starts to drop off.
Yeah.
That is a subtle change which some doctors would call low testosterone, but others would call the male menopause,
So
or
that's related.
andropause as it's called.
Yeah.
Just a change of life. And when this change starts to happen,
So the equivalent is like when a woman, they say when a man gets older, the drop of testosterone will be less sex, not wanting to have sexual intercourse.
yes,
as
low libido,
regular
low
as
libido,
they
and all of
used
these
to.
different features, yes, come into play.
Yeah. Where the
So that's a
opposite for a
hormonal
woman-
change that is happens to everybody, every male.
So for opposite for a woman, it would be menopause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And men it's called the andropause.
Right.
Okay? But what happens then is if the testosterone is reducing, what is replacing it? Estrogen. The female hormone. Yep. And the evidence is now showing that that is a major cause of prostate cancer.
Estrogen.
Increasing estrogen in the men. That's what the evidence is showing. So we go now to men of 30, okay, and young men, and we're saying, look, okay, this is beginning to happen in your life at age 30. You're no longer going to be testosterone on two legs running up and down.
No.
This is going to happen to you.
Yeah.
It's going to be fairly, progressive.
Natural thing.
So you've got to start addressing it from now.
Yeah.
At your young age, okay? And there are certain foods that you can eat, certain lifestyle changes that you can make, yes?
What are these certain foods, Vasco?
Foods like tomatoes, cooked tomatoes with black pepper,
Yes.
because that is lycopene, which is very prostate friendly,
Yes, I have.
okay?
Yes.
We're talking about zinc.
They say a lot of French people, they don't really suffer too much with prostate because they eat a lot of tomatoes.
Well, I know that the French drink a lot of wine, and that's why they don't have as much, I eat a lot
They
of
say
fatty
the males with the tomatoes.
Yeah, but they drink a lot
pieces.
of wine and eat a lot of fatty foods, which is a bit of a paradox. How can you eat fatty foods and not have heart attacks and all that? Yeah, but they drink a lot of wine, and wine has certain health benefits attached to it. Okay. And talking about wine, there's a particular compound in the skin of wines called resveratrol, which is exceptionally prostate friendly.
Wow.
That could be the reason why they don't have a lot of things. Zinc as well is also very important for the health of the prostate.
Yes.
And about 80% of the zinc in a man's body.
Where do we get the zinc from? What can we get that from?
Oysters, you can get it from pumpkin seeds, you can get it from spinach.
Yes.
Yeah, foods like that.
Yeah.
So if you add these foods to your daily regime, yes, then you're helping not only your whole body, but you're helping your prostate gland.
Yes.
So we have tomatoes.
Yes.
We have zinc. Okay. We have cayenne pepper with a compound called capsaicin, which is good for the prostate as well. We have omega-3.
In the
fish oil.
Yes.
Or from flaxseed or hemp seed oil.
Yeah.
All of these foods are very good for the prostate. Okay? But having said that, there are also other foods that you should take off the plate. Take them out to your diet.
What are those other foods?
Well, the main culprit here is dairy products.
Yeah. Same within women as well.
Dairy products.
Dairy products.
Yeah. And a lot of the dairy products these days that we're eating, and people are eating more dairy now than in the past. And a lot of dairy products have estrogen in them.
Yes, estrogen.
Yep. They fatten up the animals for market, and they pump them with these different hormones and chemicals and what have you. And, not good for you to eat. Not in quantities anyway.
Yeah, because of
large quantities.
So what would you say, in terms of eggs, what would you say, organic?
Yes, but the most recent evidence that's coming out is saying that eggs are not good for the prostate. So limit your eggs to at least one a day rather than 2 and 3 per day.
Yeah.
Although they're good for other parts of the body.
The protein.
But the prostate, no, when it comes to it.
So it's about introducing different diet, introducing these things into your diet.
Turmeric, the best herb in the world. This is why people from Eastern Asia, India, Southeast, don't suffer with cancer as much as people in the West.
Yeah.
Because they eat a lot of turmeric.
Yeah, turmeric.
Okay, and turmeric is, to my mind, the best herb in the world.
Yes.
So these dietary and lifestyle, and of course, no alcohol and no smoking. Yeah, these lifestyle and dietary changes that people can make will greatly reduce the risk of getting prostate cancer and other degenerative diseases.
Yeah. Can it, if somebody's got prostate cancer,
Yes.
they're having sexual intercourse with their wife, can it be passed?
No.
No. Brother Dougie, you've been sitting there colourful. Colourful with the Reggae Boys t-shirt on.
Absolutely.
So let's pick it up with you in terms of, I know that you were very instrumental in the three of you, because I know on a monthly basis you put these programs together, because I actually know you from your radio stations that I used to do some work on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So talk to me, what inspired you to put these events together?
Well, first, my sister, your show is called Born to Win, right? And it shows that we have some winners here. This brother here is an absolute winner, right? And I give thanks to you again, my sister, because it takes something brave to put on this sensitive subject, everything about prostate cancer. But as I'm reflecting and thinking, it's important I bring this message out, because when I put the event on prostate cancer, the first time I met Vasco, right? Now then, it's interesting, because I met Vasco a few times, and he said he wanted to do a talk on prostate cancer, and I said, all right then. We had the Parkview Academy. I was organising an event. Supreme came in, and you remember?
Yes.
Right? And I was just busy, right? Busy, and Supreme wanted me to introduce to Errol. I said, listen man, I can't do that right now. I'm busy, right? I said, all right then, I'll give Errol a 10-minute presentation. I don't remember Vasco at the time.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
And when he spoke, tears come to our eyes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Tears come to our eyes. And I said to myself, whoa. Right? And Vasco done a brilliant presentation.
Yeah.
and prostate. From then, right, Supreme had a show. If I'm not mistaken, Errol was there talking about prostate cancer.
Yeah.
And we said we had no choice to get behind his brother here. And Vasco. Now then, it's interesting because a wise man said to me, if you're stupid and ignorant, there'll always be a business, right?
Yes.
Ignorant means ignoring the facts.
Absolutely.
Let's be clear about that. Ignorant means ignoring the facts. Intelligence rules the world. Intelligence rules the world.
That's right.
When he said that to me in the lecture, you know, things start to wind up to me. And he goes that one thing we need to do, and I know Vasco agree with me, right? When it comes to lifestyle and diet, we need to get rid of white flour, sugar, right? Rice.
Now you're going into your second question in terms of you take a holistic approach
Well,
to
it is.
prostate cancer, don't you?
Well, everything's got to be holistic,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But just
I agree with
then
that.
we agree with the other thing about sugar. And Vasco was here. He would have corrected me if I misrepresent information. He put me one side and give me a spanking, right? But sugar is a burglar. It robs all the nutrients from the body.
Yes.
The reason why most people have health challenges because we consume too much sugar, too much carbs, what turns into sugar.
Yes.
This is my teacher, he has taught us this. Dr. Africa has taught us this. The whole thing about sugar. So one thing we need to eliminate is carbs and especially the white sugar.
Yeah, yeah.
See? Yeah. So taking it on board, right, lifestyle, you know, is very, very important. Even when we think, if you think you got cancer, if you've told your mind you got cancer.
Yes.
See? Right? So, result of that now, we've decided to put on seminars around health, around prostate cancer, diabetes, talk about the truth about cancer, because it's about getting information to our people in the community.
Right.
Right? Because what you find, many of us lack information.
Yeah.
Right?
Why do you think that is, though?
A lot to do with ignorance.
Yeah.
Most do ignorance. Don't just willy-nilly. And there are some people do take on information and make changes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Don't forget we're up against the system, you know.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
We have their agenda.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
See? So we have to go to our agenda. Our agenda is to reverse. Because when there's a problem, this is what I believe, there's a solution. Right? Vasco is here will prove to us, and even Errol proved that there are many people who have some challenging health issues,
Yes.
especially prostate cancer, but reverse it. It's not a prostate will kill you now, right? Or it's the lifestyle. You know, if you're killing the same thing over and over again, right, eventually it will just kill you. You know, so you got to change your own lifestyle, the way you're thinking, and take action.
Yeah. Very, very important to take action.
The important thing to take from what Vasco is saying is that, you know, when you're young, your immune system is probably, if you're
Strong,
measuring
yes.
it, it's as good as 100%.
Pretty tough,
Yeah.
yes. Pretty
But
tough.
inevitably, as you get older,
Yeah.
it will decrease.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
body needs a backup,
Yes.
right? It needs a plan B. Now, at what stage do you bring the plan B in? It's critical to your health and your lifestyle, really.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the longer you leave it, the more pressure you put on those two issues.
Yeah.
And that plan
Weakens
B
it.
should be kicking in.
Weakens, yeah.
Plan B should be kicking in your 30s.
Yeah,
at
yeah,
least.
exactly. You know, the medical science is saying that men of 50 should have their prostates checked.
Yeah.
Men of Afro-Caribbean
Yes.
who have had a history should be checked at 45. But we sitting here can argue the point that that doesn't work. You know, I've had two people that have passed away.
Yes.
Right? Now, Ben Stiller, the American actor, right, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer at 42. Right? So this is an illness that doesn't have no respect for your colour, your age, or your wealth.
Or your money. That's
Yeah,
right,
it doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care whether you're rich, poor, or black or white. Right? We're governed by stats in the world we live in.
Yeah.
Cancer is a bad boy, a silent bad boy. That's the reputation
Silent
of cancer.
killer.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it's called a silent killer.
We're going to come to a close now.
Yeah.
We're going to go for a break. So hold that thought and we'll continue after the break. going back to Errol, you know, now this has been your calling. And it seems as though you're getting through. Everyone you talk to, they're going to listen to you because your message is very strong.
Well, it's we, because I think every time I do something, I'm speaking on behalf of Vasco, Brother Dougie, yourself. It, you know, whatever I do, and I will always say it's we, because that's the strength that we get from the man above.
Yeah.
Right? An army wins a war.
Yes.
The same way it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
One person is not going to change this prostate issue.
Yeah.
Right. It's going to be all of us.
Yeah. So it's collective, isn't it?
It's collective. And for me, I'm grateful to God for that. You know, I'm still alive. You know, so that's testament to, one, my belief, and the fact that, you know, I'm spared to go and do this.
Absolutely.
So if it's my calling, then so be it.
Well, guys, we have run out of time. We could be here forever talking about this subject because it is very informative, educational, and interesting. Yes, because this, you know, having the knowledge can save our lives, and I'm really grateful that you've spent the time. You know, because I know you've quite busy schedules. I know you travel, all of you travel around the world, talking about this passion that you have. So thank you very much for coming.
And can we thank your listeners, right, for taking their time out to listen, and please do something about it for us.
And if anybody wants to get in touch with you, what's the website address?
Right, best site to get in touch with is it's Errol McKellar at yahoo.com.
So Errol McKellar at yahoo.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching another exciting episode, interesting episode of Born to Win. As usual, if you want to get in touch with us, the details are on the screen. My name is Barbara Allen, and thank you for watching Born to Win. See you next week.